Hello and welcome. My name is Amy Baker, and in this video I will be talking about clearing space. In my recordings, you will always hear me clear space before we begin a session. So I just want to touch base on what that is and why I do it in case you're not familiar with it. Okay, but everything is energy. We are individuals, but we are all part of a collective energy, and we pick up on everybody's energy and it can kind of cling to us. Okay, and for instance, if you've ever walked into an office building or where there were employees there that weren't getting along and they hated each other, or maybe walk into a room and somebody just had an argument or something, and even though you don't hear the argument, you walk in and everybody's being quiet, you feel the tension. Like, you know something is going on and something's just not right, right? That's energy, and we pick up on it. Always. We can't avoid it. We're swimming in it. Always. Or if you've ever been around somebody who is like really negative and like a little negative Nancy, and after you leave them, then you just feel wore out and drained, even though they're not there anymore. It's like their energy is still clinging to you. Or if you've ever caught yourself thinking something and you're like, where did that come from? I don't think that. I don't want to think that way. And it's like you're arguing with yourself about your thought. Well, that's a real good indication that you need to clear your space, because we think what we think. We don't tend to argue with what we're thinking, right? That's somebody else's energy that's interfering with ours. And so that is why we clear space. So I always clear space before doing a session, because I want to protect you throughout the session, and I want to make sure that whatever we're working on is just yours, and also to make sure that any guidance that's coming in is from higher guidance and not just some other spirit that may mean well, but just isn't the highest form of guidance. Okay, I'll just leave that there. So anyway, that is why I do it. Also, I tend to have a lot of the majority of my clients are very empathetic, and they're empaths, and they tend to pick up on a lot of energy, and it can overwhelm them. And it's so life-changing for them to start clearing their space, because they realize how much of the stuff that they were dealing with wasn't even really theirs to begin with. I had this one lady last year. She had called, and she was having a lot of anxiety and a lot of different things going on, and she wanted to do sessions with me, but she just couldn't afford my services at that time. And so I showed her I taught her over the phone how to do a couple different techniques, and I helped her clear her space and taught her how to clear her space. Well, that woman called me a few days later and just couldn't thank me enough for how big of a difference it had made for her just by clearing her space. She said it was like the weight of the world had been lifted off her shoulders, and she felt like a completely different person just from doing that. And she'd been doing it for multiple times a day, and it was just a big game changer for her. And a lot of people that are sensitive to energy have that same reaction. Like in my office on the very first visit, when I'm teaching how to do muscle testing, we end it with them clearing their space. And it is like you can almost feel it in the room. And I've even had people who look different after doing it. It's pretty remarkable. So I will go over how I do it. Now, I want to say that there is no wrong way to do it, because really, see, we have free will. And so really it's our intention that does it. So it's not about getting the words right or anything like that. You can do it with sage, you can do it with essential oils, you can do it with those herbal fragrance sticks that people used to use. You can say it with words. It doesn't really matter, because we're basically exercising our free will and saying, hey, you know what, like, you don't have the right to bother me right now. Okay. So, but the way I do it is I use super conscious, and I just say, super conscious, please clear my space. And my space is meaning like my aura, my little bubble here. So please clear my space, home, and property of any energies, entities, or thought forms, or anything of that nature that are not of the light. And please bring in your bright white protective light and protect me throughout my session. Okay. I mean, we can't live in a bubble, so we can't like keep it 24/7, but during a particular time, and this just makes sure that that my space is cleared, I don't have any interference, and I'm not getting guidance from anything that's not of the highest guidance. Anyway, I hope if you have a way of already clearing your space, great. Do whatever works for you. If you hadn't heard of it, then please try it, because it makes a significant difference. And if you do any sessions with me and you hear me doing it, now you know why I'm doing it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.